Is that mucus or blood? Is a question you don't want to hear being asked during your medical exam, and is also a line from Bloodflower, aka Harem Malum, a Shudder original from Malaysia. And this was written by 3 different people and directed by one of the writers as well. It centers around a young teenage boy as opposed to an old teenage boy, like we're straight out of the 80s slashers when we have 30-somethings playing 20-year-olds or even teenagers. Great goddamn logic there. Nevertheless, back to this Malaysian horror movie, Bloodflower, aka Harem Malum. Yes, it's a young teenage boy named Iqbal. That's Iqbal. If I even butchered that pronunciation a little bit, I do apologize. He has certain abilities, like he can see dead people and communicate with the dead, and also he has certain supernatural powers. So is his mother, and certain thing in the beginning of the movie goes tits up, and he decides, I don't want to have these abilities anymore. I want to hang out with my friends in this very dilapidated apartment. Very dilapidated. I mean, everybody seems miserable there. Also, the apartment is, like inhabited by maybe 10 goddamn people. Then again, looking at that apartment, I'd go goddamn insane as well. There is a greenhouse there, a greenhouse that has a bunch of exotic plants that absolutely will not have any ties to any of the weird stuff going on in this movie, except it does. It totally goddamn does. And our lead, he realizes, God damn it, I just don't want to have these abilities. But then he realizes he must have these abilities. He must bust the demon, bust him out, and bust him back to the dimension, bust, and bust, and bust, and bust, and bust. No, I don't really know what I'm saying there. He must send this very, very evil entity that is trying to destroy this little apartment complex for some certain reason. It's almost like this entity is tied there for some reason. And, I wonder what it could be. So, it's a Malaysian horror movie. I'm fairly certain that it's a cultural difference, but I didn't find this movie scary at all. The idea isn't all that bad, but this also plods along. I mean, it's an hour and 42 minutes, and it feels every bit of about 2.5 hours. This just stretches out and could have honestly been solved in about an hour and 20 minutes. And also features, and I'm going to talk about this in the spoilers, it features one of the worst twists as far as horror movies go, and also something that automatically just makes me dismiss something because it's really, really goddamn gross. None of the characters are really distinct. I mean, they try to form a friendship between this girl and our lead character, and that's fine, I guess, but all the characters just seem like they're taking up residence in an entirely different dimension and likely on totally different planes of existence. They don't have any cohesion, and then stuff just happens. And also we get some visceral blood imagery and some special effects that I can only identify as not good. And I'm certain this film had a small budget, but it wasn't very good. It felt stretched out. It wasn't scary at all. And again, maybe a cultural difference. I don't know. If you understand Malaysian horror movies, please let me know what I missed. But nothing about this clicked. Yes, it's about family. It's about, understanding your abilities. And there's a little bit of that there. And there were ideas, but none of them came together. So yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about this without getting into spoilers. And even the deaths that take place in this movie are just laughable. This movie taken as a comedy actually was rather, fitting, or at least the way I took it, because I can't take this movie any other way, because it was just so goddamn funny. Some characters are so goddamn over the top. Most of the characters were monumentally fucking stupid, putting themselves in situations they could have easily goddamn avoided. And also, it basically takes place in one goddamn location, which isn't the worst thing in the world if you have ingenuity. And I'm not saying the director and the writers didn't try, but it just didn't click at all. I'm going to get into spoilers. It's on Shudder if you want to check it out. Give it a shot. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I certainly don't know how else to describe it other than getting into the spoilers. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Okay, so after the mother dies, when this exorcism goes bad, Iqbal decides basically, I don't want to have these abilities. And the dad talks to somebody that is called a master, and he helps suppress them. And here's this deal if you want to ever unsuppress them or untie them from him. Not that that'll factor in later. There's also a smaller sister. And Then, basically from there, we get a lot of talk about Jinn, not the drink, but D-J-I-N-N, you know, the evil entity. And what could this evil entity possibly be? Also, there's this greenhouse where this guy, Jamil, asks Iqbal's dad, hey, can you take care of this stuff? Sure, I'll take care of this stuff and take care of these plants that look like dick plants as it were. Seriously, they're like 8 feet tall. And apparently they only bloom once every 8 years, and I don't want to miss it, but I have to go on a business trip. So please take care of my greenhouse stuff, and don't worry about this room that has this mysterious writing on it and all these locks. Don't worry, that can't have anything to do, you know, with anything dark. Don't worry, don't go in there. There's nothing in there. Why would you think that? There's something in there. There's something totally in there. This demon eventually gets out because all the teenagers are stupid. One of them rips down the piece of paper. Always a good idea to rip down the thing that is keeping the demon at bay. And then they're all being followed. There's also a creepy uncle that is hitting on his soon-to-be of legal age. Blood. That's good. That's not good at all. The plant, you think the plants are killing. No, actually it's the demon because the demon is out. So the demon kills indiscriminately. This one lady falls to her death. And there's also weird floating stuff. The blood just really does look like fucking corn syrup or whatever they use over there. The inspector woman, I have to say, the actress is pretty attractive. I will say that much. And then Iqbal continues to have weird dreams where he can see the ghost, but he can't use his abilities, where he holds out his hand and he does this stuff and does this, and demon, and all demon go away. Ah. So yeah, then he has something where the lady had fallen to her death, but then he sees her ghost and she makes some blood rice pudding stuff or whatever to gross him out. But he can't do anything about it and use his abilities because they've been tied. And the dad refuses to untie them because, no, they killed your mother, and I don't care if everybody else dies in this movie. I can't let anything happen to you, but then you'll die, and I don't have these abilities, even though I think I do, because he really doesn't. He can do a couple things and hold his hand out and put this on there, but he doesn't have the blood, lineage that the family does, because he married into the family. Anyway, these special effects are terrible is what I know. The stop motion demon, Groot type creature as I call it, yeah, not really all that good. More bodies pile up. The inspector continues to look at, all this stuff going on. They find a jawbone in the plant. Wonder what that could be. And then, tell me what you want, what you really, really want, because apparently they are fans of the Spice Girls over there in Malaysia. And I know this is in a city in Malaysia. I don't know where, and I don't genuinely care because I don't know anything about Malaysia. So, more bodies pile up. A couple of the people in their group get picked off. See, the problem is we go with a group of, teenagers, and 2 of them get picked off, and you don't genuinely care. And then you have the girl that gets possessed. Nurl, I think is her name. Nurmal is what I wanted to keep calling her, but she's not the kitten from Garfield. And she gets possessed. And then through a series of events, basically the dad is going to eventually unlock Iqbal's gifts. And does that because there's this slit in the wall where the demon can see it all. And the demon is picking people off and doing this. And why is the demon doing this? And why is it locked in this room? And why is there a hole in the wall where, again, the demon can see it all? Well, we eventually get back to where this Jamil guy comes back with another plant. And then it turns out, oh shit, this room is open. And then he gets taken to a particular area after Iqbal manages to actually get away and send the demon away. And then it turns out Jamil impregnated his daughter. Incest. That's an automatic goddamn disqualifier from you ever being a good goddamn horror movie. It's like, what was that fucking movie? There's some movie that I watched that had incest in it. It had Robert Patrick in. I'm drawing a blank on it. It was another Shudder original. Yeah, I'm sorry, incest, and that's what it was. And then he killed his daughter with a scimitar. Scimitar birth, that's certainly a choice. And then buried the fetus in the wall. And then the fetus turned into a demon, or the daughter turned into a demon and killed him, and everybody's fine, I guess. I don't know. Incest. No. Boo. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Maybe that happens more often than I want to admit, but good old incest. Yeah, what a way to make it just a whole lot worse. So yeah, F, sorry, F. A couple neat little ideas, and incest, squashing it down. So, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.